Un-NorMaL. Hi, I'm Ray of Sunshine. I'm Un-NorMaL, and I'm excited that you're here with me today. I hope you keep popping in every once in a while to stay in touch, because I have some exciting things going on. Refocus, learning to deliberately focus on what makes me happy. Whose happiness am I here for? So, there were I had several contenders for the title for today's video, but Un-NorMaL obviously is the one that won, because I wanted to talk specifically about Un-NorMaL. Don't forget to share this video. Share this video. Share this video. Don't forget to share this video so we get all the other sunflowers to blossom with us. Because that's what my whole video presentation depicts, Un-NorMaL. So it's a way to encourage you to discover the uniqueness of you. Hey, let me tell you a little bit about where I am in my sanctuary. Right now we're on the May 16th full lunar eclipse as I speak. So I got my blue moon going on. And I'm in this section of my sanctuary that has a lot of birds, because birds are messengers. Suppose you looked at my page and you're going to see the fluffy white clouds made into a heart, and you're going to see the red bird, the red messenger bird that represents me, by the way, with a miracle message for you, by the way. So if you've seen some of my earlier Ray of Sunshine videos, there's a whole array of rays of sunshine. So there's a whole array of rays of sunshine back there. And they're all very different from each other. They come to you in sections to illustrate a progression, the progression that we have, that we are on this planet right now. I just want to say the prehistoric days are over. It's the new world. Whether you believe it or not, whether you like the idea or not, whether you want to come along or not, it's happening. You're here. It's happening. We are on this planet right now. Sunshine. Hey, which show a progression. It shows, what it shows, interestingly enough, being here in the bird section of my sanctuary. Hey, did somebody send you this video? You can learn from their brilliance about flying, and that's what I'm here to learn. That's what this whole presentation is about. It's about learning to fly. If you've been with me before, you've seen some of my eagles. There's one there that I did wood burning, and I have this one on the shelf down here, which was on a greeting card that I got at my wedding to my husband Sid back in 2013, and I have lots of stories about Sid in my earlier videos. Anyway, before I forget, I want to mention that, there's a lot of, because it's our time to blossom, channels that I subscribe to. And I very strongly recommend anybody that you see on my subscription list. Some of them are kind of unusual, but I gather a lot of information from there, and I deliver it here. And the only ones that I deliver here are the ones that make sense. So that's what this whole program is all about. It's loaded with inspirational messages and miracle messages. Which is one of the reasons why you want to go back there and look at some of the earlier Ray of Sunshine videos, because there's a whole array of rays of sunshine. In at least one of my previous videos, I compare the evolutionary process of going from the old world to the new world to the sunrise. And I explain how we're coming out of darkness, and right now, this period in time in our evolution, in our history, is like the sun just peeping over the skyline. Hey. You know why it's important for me to be an elevator? Because the best thing you can do right now to benefit this entire collective on this entire planet is to elevate. Get it? Don't forget now, we all need to be on the same page. Get it? So today, I came across this eagle. And this eagle comes apart. It's a magnet. And it's designed, you could put one side of it on one side of a piece of glass and the other one on the other side of the glass, and it looks like the bird is flying through the glass. It's one of those kind of eagles. Anyway, when I spotted this eagle today out on the porch, it was upside down, so it was a contrary eagle message that I had to go read, and it talked about connecting with Great Spirit, which is really, it's the goal, it's the mission, it's the objective of many of us on this planet right now, connecting with Great Spirit, self with self. So anyway, the overall theme of this program is Un-NorMaL. Un-NorMaL is the new normal. And that's what I want to show in my whole video presentation. Un-NorMaL. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, to be your un-normal you. So we can all be un-normal together. And the key word there is all. So there's a lot of different going on, inside of us. And that's what I'm here to draw out. The uniqueness of you. Because we all have something to contribute. We all have something to contribute. But really, it's not a complicated concept. All is all. And so the idea is for us all to come together here on the same page so that we can all create the world of our dreams. We don't believe it. The reason we don't have it is because we don't believe it. I would go back and look at my video in the 1 through 6 video collections. Video number 1 and 2, you're going to get a tour of my sanctuary. It's a free tour, and I introduce you to a lot of people in my lives, and I show you a lot of the stuff. In this section of that video, one of those videos is where I make stump sculptures. I go kayaking, I get these stumps out of the pond, and I dry them out and make it. So I introduced Aldo, I introduced Aurora in some of those earlier videos. And I wanted to show you, there's a little sneak preview of one that I'm currently working on. Now this one doesn't have a name yet either. Usually on the day that they're born, is when I make them a birth certificate, and that's when I put their name on there. So if you could think of a name for this guy, see, he's got a hook on the back here, so he hooks on a wall and hangs off this way, and you can see he's got some wings going on back here, and some legs, and some fire coming out of his mouth. This is all made with the roots. So anyway, if you could think of a name for this guy, I recently, in fact, at the end of this video, I'm going to put a box. There'll be a box on the side of my head, and I believe the name of the video is probably like Over the Rainbow, because I made a stump sculpture that was called Over the Rainbow, and I featured it in one of my presentations. Anyway, I recently sent that to a new friend of mine, Maji, the Empress, the High Priestess. No, Maji, the High Priestess, Maji the Priestess. Anyway, I sent it to her as a gift, and I don't even know if she got it because somebody signed for the package, but I know it was signed for when she was away because I was watching her video. She was making a video when she was vacationing in Florida this week, and that was at the time that my package was delivered and signed for, so I don't even know if she got it or not. But anyway, it's called Over the Rainbow, and you'll be able to see it if you can click on that other video that'll be in the box on the side of my head. There'll be a couple of them, so I'll pick another good one too. But the reason you want to go back there is because there's some hidden messages there for you, and the reason I know that is because I'm the one that hid them there. Hey, so listen, if you've been on my program before, then you've seen me read some of these fortune slips, and I'm going to read another one here today. This is one that I've used on other programs before, but it's a significant one, and I'll tell you about it in just a minute. First of all, as you may know, if you've been to my programs before, I don't really need these glasses to read. Repeat after me. Let me just put my glasses on here. And you may realize that, well, the only reason, I don't know if I wore these glasses yet. These are the glasses that are in my vehicle. Check these out, and I don't know, but some people I know come here just to check me out and see how sexy I look in my glasses. However, I do like to model them, so if you have an opinion that you'd like to share in the comments below what you think of these glasses. This fortune says, joy comes from adventure today. Time to shake the world. And I have spoken about shaking the world in several of my previous videos, so I figured I put them on. Seriously, repeat after me. I can change the world. I have the power to change the world. You have the power to change the world. Share this video. You send it to some character who might otherwise not have had the opportunity had it not been for you. And they do the same thing. And they share this video. And they share this video. So we all get on the same page. You know, also, from this vantage in my sanctuary, right down there we can see my Peace on Earth tapestry, and you can't read it from where we are, but I feature that on many of my earlier videos. In fact, one of the other boxes on the side of my head will be about one of those, so you can see what that looks like, Peace on Earth. But that's our goal. That's what we're here for. Peace on Earth. And the only reason we don't have it is because we don't believe it. So that's what I want to talk about. Now, the other thing is about sharing this video, you know, it makes it easy to just share it with all the people on your contact list. You don't have to decide, should I send it to this one, should I send it to this one? But, you know, there's no decisions to make. Just send it to all the people on your contact list, even if they're an asshole. You know, there's probably people on this planet who think you're an asshole. Wouldn't you be glad if maybe the person who sent you this video thinks that? Who knows? It doesn't matter. The point is, you got the video. Can share the video, and they share the video, and you can share the video. You got the video. The next person can share the video, and they share the video, and they share the video. Get it? See how that works? For it. I repeat a lot of things in a lot of my other videos, and the thing is, you know, I repeat them in different ways so it doesn't get too boring, but eventually, sometimes I'm hoping that the message will finally sink in. And so if somebody sent you this video, that's great news. The whole idea of this whole video series is discovering the uniqueness of you. Doing something different to discover something different to make a difference. The key word, one of the key words that I use often is all. It doesn't come down to letting it happen. It doesn't come down to, oh, let's leave it for the next one. Somebody else will send it out. I can't be bothered. I don't care enough to send this video to somebody. You can say that. That's one choice. But you know, this is a global effort. This is a global effort. This is what's going to be needed for us to accelerate this process of moving into where we want to be. Of moving into where we can believe we can be. If we can believe, we can make it happen. And the way that you can believe to make it happen is to do it, because it's a choice. Now, all doesn't really require a whole lot more definition to understand what it's all about. All. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when you're going to share this video with all the people on your contact list. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I'm not going to do it. And I understand that. My plan is about sharing. And, you know, I've spoken about that a few times back there. Go ahead and, you know, do something different to discover something different and send this video to some character who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to discover different if it weren't for you. Theoretically, at least, at some point, no rush. When it happens, it happens. You might figure out, hey, you know what? I think maybe this guy has something of value to share. And you might decide, I'm going to share that with somebody else too. Okay, so we all need to be on the same page. Did somebody send you this video on a silver platter? You could learn from their example. And some of you might be saying, well, you know, I'm not really ready to share it with all the people on my contact list. But I do know, I can think of these few people that I think might really like this. And you know, guess what? They might share it with all the people on their contact list. So you see how that works? And then you might be one of those that realizes, well, you know, I think he's right. It's just a matter of time. So I might as well just do it. I'm about to just send it to all the people on my contact list, right? And that's how this program works. Because we all want to come together, on the same page. All. So one side of the fence is sort of like that Shangri-La reality that I'm talking about, and the other side of the fence is status quo, really. And that's the difference between the two tensions that I was talking about: intention versus attention. And the climate that we're developing into is more of a climate of intention. The climate we're coming out of, and the climate that many of us have been stuck in for a good part of this lifetime, and in many, many previous lifetimes, as far as I'm concerned, is the energy of attention. We give, get in the habit of paying attention to whatever it was that was demanding our attention and creating more of the same, creating more of the status quo. So that's one choice, is to remain with the status quo. And the other choice is to believe. To believe that we can have better, to believe that we can do better, to believe that we can rise up more, I believe that we can do this together. All because I'm evolving. That's exactly the point. That's the point I'm trying to present with this entire video series. Evolving, changing, becoming, emerging. I talked about this in maybe a couple of previous videos. I repeat a lot of the same things in a lot of the previous videos, and the reason for that, I'm not going to repeat all of those don't worry, but I'm going to repeat some of them because I'm going to keep repeating them until they sink in. I'm human. I know what it's like. You're human, right? You're not human? You don't belong here. Well, as I evolve, one thing that's not going to change is that I'm going to lay it on the line. In some of those before videos, a couple of times I spoke about how I'm kind of particular with my choice of words sometimes, especially with words like always and never. And if so I feel if you're going to say never, mean never. So if my plan here is to get us all on the same page. And that might seem like a little bit of an unbelievable concept, but listen, here's a start. Just about everybody, probably everybody you can think of, whether you know them or not on this planet, has some sort of device. A device that they can watch or listen to a program such as this one. And guess how they might catch wind of such a program as this? You could share it. Never. So if the thought should ever cross your mind that ray of sunshine is looking kind of normal, looking a little bit ordinary, never. Hey, I'm really glad you were here with me today. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. And meanwhile, share kindness and share this video. It's playtime. Create you.